Hudson, one of the black guys in the neighborhood. And you play a little ball, you play one-on-one together, and I think later on, it's that court respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know absolutely what you're talking about. It goes beyond just the game, you know, just like any sport, I think. You know what I mean? Absolutely. It's what you're passionate about. If you're passionate about something, a lot of other things are involved.
And also a lot of other things involved as far as the school is concerned. We can't look at that school in that situation and all kids are going to come out that way, because and the film does have one of the young men goes the other direction, but it just shows what drugs can do.
It does, definitely. And it's also a coming-of-age story, you know what I mean? It's not specifically just about heroin, but it's about a young guy finding himself through the wrong ways, but definitely, you know, getting some sort of a grip on who he is. Which really compelled me to the script.
And not an easy shoot for you. It's a downer all the way.
It wasn't a day at the beach, no. Definitely not.
Or a day in Arizona and Tucson. Right?
No, well, Tucson wasn't a day at the beach either.
It was pretty hot when you did that film.
Redemption. Tucson, Arizona, Holiday Inn. But I just got done doing a fun movie, which was a lot of fun in Paris. It was a big influence on Jim Carroll, as a matter of fact. Arthur Rimbaud.
The Eclipse?
Total Eclipse.
Total Eclipse, yeah. That's a new line picture.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that coming out next fall, I believe.
Yep.
And that's another 180 degrees difference from...
It's weird because they have a lot of similarities, too. I mean, I was talking with Jim...
The heaviest hitters in Hollywood, Robert De Niro, Meryl Streep, and Diane Keaton. Here, Leonardo speaks about breaking into the big leagues.
Well, you didn't tell me back in 1992... when we sat and chatted in New York City, this boy's life, for over an hour, that Mr. De Niro had already talked to you about Marvin's Room. Is that true?
Well, I think it was a little later after was that, but he did talk about it with me very early on, because it was going to be done, and then it fell apart, and then it came back together again. And as soon as I found out that Meryl Streep and Diane Keaton were involved, and I reread the script and everything, it's been a couple of years, I said, you know, absolutely, I'd love to do it.
The movie has gone through a lot of sort of changes to get to the point that it's at now. We started this about, I think it was at least 5 years ago, might have been 6, maybe longer. We had shot it a little more.
Well, I think it's a situation where you have Hank who has a mother who's completely incapable of taking care of her children. Just the complete, almost a rebellious mother, you know, doesn't want to have the responsibility of, you know, her children. And it shows, you know. Hank has sort of built a wall around himself, completely can't communicate with anybody else, sort of lashes out constantly, looking for some sort of father figure, any sort of leadership in his life. And they're all brought to, you know, Florida, where they meet the other side of the family that they don't know at all. So he just thinks it's going to be a horrible situation, and it turns out to be something that opens up his life in a lot of ways. And Diane Keaton's character breaks a lot of walls for him and listens to him, I think, for the first time.
Oh yeah, it was, of course, it was a big gift. Yeah, I was really excited when I got the part. It was wonderful. Every morning I'd have to get, like, they pin the hair back and they stick the ugliest thing you've ever seen in your life on your head. It was made of complete synthetic, and it was just the hideous. Suddenly I had hair that's this big out to here, and oh my God. And I think that putting on that wig got me in the mood of somebody who is like suddenly, I know it sounds so tricky.